Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for yoga this evening. So for our reflection, I wanted to start with one of my favorite poems. It's called Go to the Limits of Your Longing, and it's by Rainer Maria Rilke, who was an Austrian poet in the 20th century. And it's not too long. God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like a flame and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. So I just love some of the lines like, let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. And sometimes I just have to remind myself of these words because they inspire me and keep me moving. So I hope you enjoyed it too. So here we are. Let's find a comfortable seat and bring your hands in front of your legs and just hug in a little bit. See if you can notice that your spine is moving tall, so the crown of your head is facing up to the ceiling. Maybe you can feel your shoulder blades on your back. And then let your hands rest in your lap. We're going to focus on our breath for just a little bit. So notice the next time you're breathing in and the next time you're breathing out. So we do it automatically from the moment we're born to the moment we die. We don't have to think about it or control it. Our breath is automatic. But when we do bring our awareness to our breath, it's kind of a way of connecting to our nervous system. And we can dial down the nervous system. We can dial down the stress. So see if you can feel yourself breathing. Just notice. Now let's notice how the body moves as we breathe. There's a lot of movement happening on the inside, but bring your hands to your tummy. When you inhale, let your tummy round and soften, feeling it round. When you exhale, feel those muscles drawing in. Then inhale, feel the roundness. Exhale, drawing in. That's a result of our diaphragm, that muscle under the rib cage. When we inhale, the diaphragm comes down. So our abdominal muscles come out a little bit. When we exhale, that diaphragm comes up. Help the breath to be released. The abdominal muscles come back in again. Now take your hands and bring them around your sides, like the sides of your waist. Maybe the bottom of your rib cage. As you breathe, can you feel on the inhale that your sides are moving out? Exhale, they're coming back in. So we're noticing the breath. Good. Now we're going to change up our breath just a little bit. We're going to inhale through your nose. When you exhale, make a little space between your lips. Almost like you've got a wand and a little bottle of bubbles and you're blowing through the wand and sending bubbles across the room. So let's try it. So we're going to inhale, then to exhale. Notice what happens. Let's do it a couple times. Let's do 2 more. Did you notice if your exhales are getting longer? And if so, how does that feel on the inside? When we can extend our exhales, it dials down the nervous system. Our body feels like, okay, I'm safe. So let's bring our hands to our knees and make some circles. We're going to add some movement now. We're going to keep the breath going. Just kind of make some circles in any direction that feels good to you. And then pause and take circles in the other direction. Good. All right, let your arms come by your sides. And on your next inhale, let your arms come out and up and overhead. And then exhale, let your arms float back down. You can soften your elbows. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale. Breathe your arms up. Exhale, float your arms down. Let's do that again. Good. All right. Now we're going to let the right hand come out alongside your right side from your hip, and then inhale, reach your left arm up and overhead and take a little bend to the right. You don't have to bend very far. Try to keep your left hip on your mat, but notice this is the whole left side is getting an extension. You're making space between your ribs, and we're going to breathe into that space. Let's take 1 more breath here. Good. All right, let's sit up. We're going to reach the right arm up. You can inhale, then exhale, let your left hand come down out alongside your left hip. Right arm's overhead. We're taking a bend to the left. And we're going to feel that space between the right on the right side, between the ribs. Let's take 3 more breaths. Noticing that space between, bringing the breath there. Good, 1 more. Good. Come back up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of you. Walk your fingertips forward. And then soften your elbows. Start to fold forward any amount. Notice how your back feels. You don't want to go into discomfort. But you might be feeling a little resistance in your back. So come bring your hands back if you're feeling that. But maybe let your head be heavy. And let's take 3 more breaths here. One more. Good. You can walk your hands back, walk your fingertips behind you, and then lift up the front of your chest. Maybe lift your chin, lift across your collarbones. Like the front of your chest is rising up, and we're going to take 2 more breaths. Good. And then come back to sitting again. Good. Nice and tall. We're going to take the left hand to your right knee and let your right hand come around to the side. It doesn't have to come completely behind you, but just the right side. And sit nice and tall. And then find that rotation inside. Feel the turning in your collarbones and your torso. Bringing the breath all the way around. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Let the tops of your shoulders soften. Good. Come around to the front. Now we're going to take right hand to the left knee, left fingertips behind. And take a turn to the left. Let your top of your shoulders soften. As your shoulders are turning and your torso is turning, and 2 more breaths. See if you can feel the breath moving around inside. Now face the front again. And we just moved your spine in 6 directions, forward and back, bending side and side, and turning side and side. So just take a pause. Notice how you feel. Maybe you feel some bubbles of energy rising up. Good. Maybe you're feeling the breath moving around inside. Well, when you're ready, we're going to come to hands and knees. So come up to hands and knees. If your knees are sore, you can make a little fold in your mat and kneel on that. Or you can put a blanket, folded blanket, under your knees, and let your knees be under your hips and your wrists under your shoulders. Then walk your hands up an inch or 2 and spread your fingers. All right, we're going to breathe up and down the spine. So on your inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your chin, and exhale, round your back and tuck your chin in. And then inhaling, your back's arching to the floor, and exhaling, your back is rounding to the ceiling. And let one breath lead to the next. The movement is coming up your vertebrae, one by one. Let's do one more. Good. And then let the movement cease for a minute, and we're going to inhale and let your shoulders come forward, and exhale, bring your hips back toward your heels. Then inhale, come all the way up, move your shoulders forward. Exhale, let your hips come back down. And let's do that one more time. We're going to inhale and move forward, and exhale, and come back down. Oh boy. Now let's stay with your hips back towards your heels. You can let your arms come down. You can rest your head. This is child's pose. You can either have your knees facing closely together and facing forward, or sometimes we have our knees out to the side. But see if you can feel your breath moving while your torso is resting on your thighs. And can you maybe even feel the breath moving on your back? Good. All right, we're going to come back up to hands and knees. Walk your hands back until you're kneeling. And I'm going to tuck my toes under, lifting my heels up. Good. We're going to reach the right arm around and behind and bring your hand to your lower right hip. And then let the left arm come around and behind and bring your hand to your left hip. Good. So you got your hands on your right buttocks and your left buttocks. And then see if you can lean back and open across your collarbones. Good. When we do this kind of a lifting, we're counteracting all the forward head movements when we're looking at our phones and we're looking at our computers and our iPods and iPads. And this opens the collarbones again. Good. All right, let's come up. Bring your hands on your thighs. Bring your hands down, bring your hips back down, and let's come back to child's pose. Well, this time, let the knees come to the edges of your mat and your toes come together. And then sink your hips back. And you can rest your head and take a couple breaths here in child's pose. And just notice how you feel. Good. We're going to make our way back to hands and knees. And from here, let your right leg stretch back behind you. You can lift the toes off the floor, just reach right back to the sole of your right foot. Notice the next time you take an inhale, and when you exhale, bend that knee and bring your nose under. Good. The nose is coming towards the knee. It's probably not going to touch. And then inhale, lengthen the leg behind you and lift your chin. Exhale, bend the knee and tuck your chin. Inhale, swooping the leg back. Exhale, bending the knee. Let's do that one more time. Good. Now, let the right leg come back behind you. You can either have the foot, just a few inches off the floor, or you can have your toes on the floor. See if you can let your left hand come forward and maybe lift the left hand, thumb on top, fingers spread as if you're going to shake somebody's hand, and then you're lifting the right foot. You might feel yourself wobbling. Good. We got a balance here. Good. Now we're going to inhale here, exhale, touch your fingertips and your toes, and inhale, lift them back up again. And exhale, just a little touch, and inhale up. Let's do that one more time. Good. Now let your left hand come down, right toes are going to come down, and we're going to turn to the right. You're going to see my back. So we're going to turn to the right. Let your right foot come down. You guys kind of swivel on that left knee and then reach your right arm up. Oh. And just take a couple breaths here. Good. Maybe feeling like you're floating on air. Good. All right, let's bring that right hand down, right knee down next to the left, and bring your hips back again into child's pose. Maybe see if your right side feels a little different from your left. Right, when you're ready, we're gonna come back to hands and knees and do this on the left side. So reach your left leg back. You can have your toes down or you can have your foot off the floor. And then the next time you exhale, bring that knee in and let your nose come towards your knee. Then inhale, reach the leg back, lift your chin. Exhale, drawing in. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, coming in, and one more time. Good. Now, the left leg come back, and we're going to find our balance. So you can have your toes on the floor, or you can have the leg lifted. Reach your right hand forward. See if you can reach that right arm up and the left leg back. One side might be very different from the other. A little wobbling happens, but see if you can keep your breath steady. Good. Good. All right, we're going to bring the right hand down, the left toes down. Now we're going to turn to the left. So we're going to swivel on that right knee, let your left foot come down, and let that left arm reach up. Let's take 2 more breaths. Good. All right, let's bring that left arm back, left knee back. We're going to come back to child's pose. Let's bring the hips down. Notice how we're feeling on the inside. Good, and now we're going to come up to standing. So what I like to do is I come to hands and knees, walk my hands back. My toes are turned under. So now I'm going to lift up my legs, walk my hands back to my feet, walk your hands up, your legs up to the front, and voila, we're standing. So you can take a minute, making your clothing adjustments, just kind of get yourself ready to be vertical here. And we're going to kind of shake everything out. So shake out your arms and shake out your shoulders. Maybe lift one heel and then the other. Just kind of let your body loosen. Let your arms kind of flow side to side. Good. You can widen your legs a little bit. When you step down, you can bend that knee. So bring your arms to the left, to the right. Because we're transitioning from being on the floor, coming up to standing. And then, let's find a standing position where your ankles are under your knees, under the front of your hips. Let's lift the shoulders and bring them back. In fact, let's bring your fingertips to your shoulders and let your elbows make some circles. Good. So forward, up, back, and down. Let's do it one more time this way. Good. Take a pause wherever you are and take your elbows in the other direction so they come back, up, forward, and down. One more time. And then let your arms come down. All right, so we're going to take a little bit wider stance. Let your knees be soft. Your right arm is going to come forward and up and back. You can even look behind you. As it comes down, let the left arm come up, around, and back. Then the right arm, the left arm. Making big circles. Kind of inhaling when the arm is up and exhaling when it comes down. Good. One more time each side. That's the right side. Left side. Good. All right. Whew. All right. We're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. Let's interlace the fingers and turn your palms up and get nice and tall. I'm going to step my feet a little bit closer. So My ankles, my knees, my hips are all in line. Good. Now, release the hands. Let your right hand come to your waist. Let the left arm come overhead and take a little bend to your right. Now, let your left foot press into your mat so your whole left side is getting that expansion again from your heel up to your fingertips. Let's take 2 more breaths. You feel the breath moving. Good. Inhale, let that left arm come down. Both arms are down, and then inhale the arms up and overhead again. Let's interlace the fingers and take a nice long stretch from your feet to the palms of your hands. Good, and then release the hands. Let your left hand come to your waist. Right arm is overhead as we're taking a bend to the left. Now your right foot is grounding into your mat. You can pretend it's grounding into sand on the beach, and from your foot to your fingertips, you're getting a long stretch and reach and making space. And 2 more breaths. Good. And then come on up. Let that left arm come down. We're gonna let the knees be a little soft. Just kind of walk it out a little bit. All right, we're gonna take the arms up and overhead. And then inhale, exhale, bring your arms down and around, and then bend your knees and your hips as if you're gonna sit in a chair. And your arms come forward. Good, come up, reach your arms overhead, and then exhale and come into that chair pose. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling and exhaling here. The chair pose is very good for building strength inside. Good, now come, fold over your legs, let your hands kind of reach for the floor. Good, they might not touch the floor, but they're just reaching. Okay, now we're gonna bend the knees. Let your left hand come to your right ankle and reach that right arm up. And your left knee will probably want to bend, so let the left knee bend. Good, let's take 1 more breath. And then bring that right arm down, take the right arm to the left ankle and reach your left arm up, and your right knee might want to bend. So let that happen. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then let your arms come down and dangle again. Bring your arms back behind you with the palms up. And on your inhale, bring your arms forward. We're kind of in the chair pose again. And then we're going to exhale, sweep your arms back. And inhale, come forward, up and a little bit higher, standing. Exhale, let your arms come back. This time we're going to come all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale your arms down. Good. All right, let's take a wider stance. And then let your arms come out to the side and maybe up a little bit. And you can face your hands forward. This is star pose. Let's take a couple breaths right here. Can you feel that the movement is going in like 5 different directions? Your arms are reaching out, your legs are reaching out, your head is aiming for the ceiling. Good. We're going to add some movement here. So we're going to inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to bend your knees and your hips and your elbows and come forward. And then inhale, star, and exhale, folding in. and then open and fold in. And let's do that one more time. Big inhale and good. Now reach your arms out to the side, and we're going to let the right toes turn out just a little bit. Left toes just a little bit more. Good. So take an inhale and let that right arm come down to your right leg and the left arm reach up tall. Good. Again, we're getting this lengthening along the left side. And you could, if you'd like to, as you inhale, you can look up. And as you exhale, look down at your toes. Getting your head and neck moving. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then come back up to standing. This is a modified triangle pose. Now let your right toes turn in and your right heel come out just a little bit. And now your left toes are going to turn out to the left. Here we go. And on an inhale, bend over. Left hand's going to come to your knee or your leg, wherever it may reach. And the right arm will reach up. Maybe inhale, looking up at the ceiling, and exhale, looking down at your mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then come back up, bring your hands to your waist, and see if you can heel toe your feet together and then step it out a little bit. Good. All right, we're going to make our way to sitting. So let's inhale your arms up and overhead, and exhale, bend your knees, bend from the waist, let your fingertips kind of brush the floor, brush your mat. And then inhale, come halfway up and look forward, and exhale, come all the way down to sitting. I'm going to face sideways, but you can face whatever way works for you. We're going to let the feet come out. Your legs are going to be straight, your feet in front of you. Let your feet point up to the ceiling and bring your fingertips behind. And once again, we're going to open across the collarbones. So let your spine be tall. Open across your collarbones. Again, this is called staff pose. Let's take a couple breaths right here. There's a lot going on, even though it looks like we're just sitting. You're bringing the breath around to your sides, throughout your torso, your arms. All right, now we're going to reach your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, we're going to fold forward. Now feel free to bend your knees. Good. I like to bend my knees right here. So you can have your legs straight or you can bend them. Let's take a couple breaths right here. Now here, let your head be heavy. Can you feel your neck softening and letting go? Let's come back up to sitting. We're going to bend the right knee. Let your right foot rest against the inside of your left leg. So your right knee's going out to the right. Your left toes can face up to the ceiling. And now inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, fold over that left leg. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And you can have a little bend in that knee if that feels better for you. And then come back up to sitting. I like to walk my fingertips up the leg. We're going to take that right leg and turn it so the foot is on your mat and your legs or your right foot and your left leg are about 6 or 7 inches apart. Good. We're going to bend that right knee, and now we're going to turn towards that knee. So let your right hand come behind you. Your left arm could hug the right leg. Let's take a couple breaths right here. Your spine be tall. Good. Turn around, face the front. We can straighten the right leg. I'm going to get a little drink of water. It's good to have water nearby when you're doing yoga. Good. Okay, so now the legs are straight. Again, we're going to bend the left knee and let the left foot come to the inside of your right leg. Your right toes can face up. When you're ready, inhale your arms up and overhead, and exhale, fold over your right leg. Let's take 2 more breaths. You can let yourself soften. Good. We're going to come up, and I like to walk my fingertips up my leg. Good. All right, now take the left leg and turn it so that the knee is up and the foot is down. And we're going to turn towards that left leg. So your right arm might want to hold on to it. Left hand can come behind. Your right toes are pointing up. Let's take a few breaths right here. And can you let the tops of your shoulders soften? There's a lot going on. You feel your breath. Parts of you that are moving as you breathe. It's like giving yourself a massage. Let's take one more breath here. And then face the front, straighten the legs. You can bounce them out a little bit. And now we're going to come down to lying on your back. So let yourself come into position where you can lie down. Water out of the way. I like to, when I first come into this lying on my back position in this yoga class, I like to take a pause. Feel that gentle pull of gravity. Just get that feeling of being horizontal. All right, now we're going to point the toes up. Reach through the soles of your feet. Let your arms come overhead and reach through your fingertips so you're stretching your entire body. Your legs are reaching across the room. Your arms are reaching behind you. As much as feels good in your body. No need to overdo. Just honor your body where it is right now. And when you're ready, bend your knees, wrap your arms around your legs, and roll side to side. Good. Now let your feet come to the floor with your knees bent. Arms by your side. We're going to, as we inhale, roll through the back, starting with your pelvis, lifting the pelvis, rolling your back up. And then on the exhale, roll yourself back down. Let's do that again. So inhale, we're going to roll up, lifting your hips, lifting your back, and then roll yourself back down. Now this time we're going to roll up and stay for a few breaths. So you could interlace your hands perhaps, if that feels good, or bring your hands to your buttocks and kind of help yourself hold up. Good. We're strengthening the legs. Giving a release to the back. And now let yourself roll all the way back down and let your knees come in, hug your knees in and roll side to side. Let your feet come to the floor with your knees bent. Now bring your right knee in and give your right leg a hug. Then interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. Straighten that leg. Point and flex your right foot. Maybe make some circles. Bend the right knee again and let your right ankle cross over the top of your left knee. You're going to let your arms come out to the side and roll to your left. Roll to your left. Maybe you can roll all the way, let that foot come down, and you can straighten your legs to a place where it feels beneficial to you. Then let's take a couple breaths right here. You might be feeling a release in your right hip, your right thigh. Let's take one more breath here. Good. Now, your arms can press down. We're going to roll back onto your back and let your right foot come down. Let your knees go side to side like windshield wipers. And then let your knees face up and walk your feet to the edges of your mat. Your knees are bent. Now let your legs come together. When your legs touch, can you just pause right there and find that sense of resting? Your legs are supporting each other. And you have your arms by your sides with your palms up. Just take a couple breaths here in this resting position. And let your knees point up to the ceiling again. Walk your feet a little closer so they're hip distance apart. Bring your left knee in, wrap your arm around that left leg, and hug it in. Then interlace your fingers behind the thigh and straighten your left leg. Right, flex your foot, make some circles. Then bend the knee and let your left ankle rest right above the right knee. God, I'm going to let your arms come to the side. We're going to roll to the right. Roll to the right until your feet land, and then you can straighten your legs, come to a place that feels beneficial to you. And then let's take 3 more breaths there. Now I'm feeling this right in my left hip, left lower back. Notice where you feel the sensations. When you're doing yoga, it's a practice that you do for yourself. I may be your guide, but you're doing the yoga for yourself. So notice how it feels in your body. That's what matters. All right, now we're going to roll onto your back again. Let that left foot come down. Let your knees go side to side. And let's find that resting pose again. So we're going to step the feet mat width, well, to the edges of your mat. And then let your legs come together. So like the knees, maybe your thighs are touching. Let's see if you can find that sense of rest. Whew. It's leading up to our final relaxation. So let your knees come up again. Bring your knees up
up over your hips, your legs, your knees are bent, and your feet are off the floor, arms out to the sides. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, let both of your legs roll to the right. And let yourself rest here. 3 more breaths. And then roll onto your back again. Your knees are bent, knees are over your hips. Take an inhale and then roll to your left. And just let yourself rest. 4 breaths. Feeling your body soften as we prepare for final relaxation. Good. Okay, roll onto your back again. Let your feet come to your mat, straighten your legs, and let your legs be mat width apart. Let your arms come by your sides with your palms up. And I am going to guide you through your final relaxation. So notice all the parts of you that are on your mat, touching your mat, the back of your head, your shoulders and arms, your mid-back and lower back, your legs, your heels. All those places soften and take rest. Bring your awareness up the front of your body to the crown of your head, back down to the muscles in your face, the space between your eyebrows. Can you soften there? Can you notice your jaw? Let your jaw soften. The muscles around your lips. Those muscles soften. And then bring your awareness down to the back of your head, to your neck, your upper back, your shoulders. And notice your right shoulder and upper arm and elbow, lower right arm, and wrist and fingers. Let that whole right arm feel soft and light and take rest. And now can you notice your left shoulder and upper arm and elbow, your lower left arm and wrist and fingers. And let that whole left arm feel light and soft and take rest. Bringing your awareness to your mid-back and your lower back. And now to your right hip, right thigh and knee, and your lower right leg, ankle, and foot. Let your whole right leg feel soft and light and take rest. And then bring your awareness to your left hip and thigh and knee, your lower left leg, ankle, and foot. And that whole left leg feel light, soft, and take rest. Let your body feel like it's on a cloud, soft and light. Give yourself permission to take rest for the next few minutes. Just let everything go.
Begin to notice your breath again. As you're lying here, can you feel the lifting of the inhale, the softening and letting go of the exhale? And just be with your breath. And now find some movement in your fingers, in your toes, maybe movement in your wrists and your ankles. Let your head slowly turn to the right and to the left. And then reach your arms back overhead as you're lying here. You're going to take a big inhale through the nose, exhale through your mouth, and make a sound. Ah. And let's do that again. So we're going to big inhale. Ah. And then taking your time, you can roll on one side or another. You can let your arms press down. Let yourself come up to a comfortable seat. Come up to sitting on your mat again. Now bring your palms together and rub your hands together and feel that warmth starting. Put your palms over your eyes. Warmth kind of soak in. Now your fingertips are about at your hairline. Make little circles with your fingers. So we're massaging your hairline, massaging your forehead. Bring your fingers from the bridge of your nose across under your eyes, above your cheeks. A few more times. And then bring your fingers to your earlobes, to your ears, kind of massaging your ears, massaging your earlobes. And then bring your fingers down by your jaw, just gently giving yourself a massage. Good. Maybe bring your hands, fingertips on your neck. Good. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. The spirit in me honors the spirit in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And just know that the tools that we do in yoga, the things we do in yoga are things you can take off your mat into your day to use whenever you need them to recharge or to lower the stress level. They're yours to use. Thank you. Bye-bye.